Some encounters are never written down. They do not appear in history books or official archives. Yet, the silent wisdom shared between two elders can echo across generations. This story is said to have taken place in the early 1900s, somewhere in the northern lands of North America. On one side, an old European monk named Elias, traveling far from his monastery in search of understanding. On the other, a Native American shaman named Nayati, a man who had learned to listen to the wind, the soil, and the quiet breath of the earth. Elias had spent decades in silence, devoted to prayer, hoping to hear the voice of God. But a storm of unanswered questions pushed him to leave the walls of his monastery and seek wisdom in the world. Nayati, known among his people as the one who listens to the wind, was a teacher who spoke little. His lessons came not from books, but from seasons, rivers, and fire. When Elias arrived in the village, no one spoke to him for days. This was the tradition. A stranger's heart was measured first through silence. On the third morning, Nayati invited him to sit by the fire. They crouched down on the earth. The fire popped softly. Neither spoke for a long time. Finally, the shaman broke the silence. "You are searching for answers," he said. "But have you ever thought that the answers have been walking with you all along?" Elias frowned. "Are you saying the answers are inside me?" Nayati smiled gently. "A man fills his pockets with stones but leaves his heart empty. You carry things inside you that you refuse to look at." The monk spent days turning those words over in his mind. At last, one evening, he confessed, "I have prayed for years. I have stayed in silence. Yet there is a noise inside my mind that never stops. Nothing quiets it." The shaman threw a handful of dried herbs into the fire. Smoke curled into the night sky. Then he said, "The noise inside you comes from the place you never look. You prayed to silence your thoughts, but you never listened to what they were trying to tell you." Elias had no answer, because the truth of it struck deeply. He had been running from the very thing he was trying to understand. The next day, Nayati brought him to a river. The water flowed calmly. The shaman pointed to a large stone in the middle. "Behind the stone, the river still flows," he said. "The stone does not stop it. It only changes its direction." The monk stared at him with confusion. Nayati continued, "Your thoughts are like this river. A thought comes, and you try to stop it. But thoughts cannot be stopped. They flow. Instead of fighting them, choose where they go." For Elias, it was as if a door in his mind suddenly opened. He realized the problem was never the thoughts themselves, but his battle against them. Days passed. The monk felt lighter, calmer, yet a question rose from deep within him. "Do you ever feel fear, Nayati? Do dark thoughts ever trouble you?" The shaman nodded with a soft sigh. "I am human. Of course they come. But in our teaching we say, darkness becomes light when you walk toward it. You run from your darkness. That is why it follows you." Elias looked down. He had spent years trying to bury his fears under silence. Nayati placed a hand on the monk's shoulder. "Fear is a doorway," he said. "Open it, and it teaches you. Run from it, and it grows." The monk's eyes filled with tears. For the first time, he understood that peace was not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it. When the day came for Elias to leave, he asked one last question. "Where did you learn such wisdom?" Nayati touched his hand to his chest. "From here. People try to understand the world, but they have not yet understood themselves. When you understand your own heart, the world becomes clear." Elias returned to his monastery transformed, speaking less, listening more. And Nayati continued teaching the children of his tribe, passing on the quiet wisdom of the earth. Few know this story today, but it reminds us of a simple truth. Peace does not come from outer silence, but from inner clarity.